use Android or iOS phone, just type Solutions 939 FM on that Google Play Store. Download the app and listen on the go. You're welcome on board.
It's a dream for me. It's a dream for me.
So let's start with tennis on the show this morning, where Carlo Alcaraz has walked out of centre court and into a spy controversy after reaching the Wimbledon semi-final for the first time. The world number one defeated fellow 20-year-old Olga Rune in straight sets to reach the last four.
Yeah, then he had to respond to reports that his father, Carlos, a regular member of his entourage, recorded Novak Djokovic, who is seeded to meet him in the final, with a 7-time champion who's training at Wimbledon's park. Our rank. See, I decided to come as an army this morning, but not to ruin my teeth or anything. I just want to be flying first. What's that?
Okay, so that is our Rangi Park.
Okay.
Okay, so now talking about this particular issue. I mean, he's through to the semi-final, and there was an allegation that his dad has been recording Novak Djokovic, and it looks like an allegation. But he came out to say that his dad is a big fan of Djokovic. So, and for him, he also has a lot of matches of Novak Djokovic at home, which he watches. But let's listen to Carlo Alcaraz this morning, talking about getting to the semi-final of the Wimbledon, including likely facing Novak Djokovic.
It's a dream for me. It's a dream for me, to be able to play semi-final here in Wimbledon. It's really an amazing feeling right now that I'm gonna enjoy this moment. I mean, I remember the first time that I came here. It was an unbelievable feeling, to be able to play here. Right now it's totally different for me. I can't believe that I'm in this position right now in just a short period. Something crazy for me. Probably it is true. My father is a huge fan of tennis, and he doesn't only watch my matches. I think he get into the club at 11 a.m. and get out at 10 p.m. Watching matches, watching practice from everyone, and be able to watch Djokovic in real life. And yeah, probably it is true. He's filming the sessions. I don't think so. I mean, I have a lot of videos from Djokovic, on every platform, I mean, I think it's not an advantage for me.
Spaniard Carlo Alcaraz speaking there yesterday. But now moving on this morning, looking at another update from the world of tennis before talking about games going down today. Remember, Dani Medvedev is also through to the next round of the tennis tournament. That's the Wimbledon, beating Christopher Eubank 6-4-1, 6-4, 6-7, 6-6-1. However, in the WTA, Arina Sabalenka and Ons Jabeur also moved through the next round. But let's look at their result this morning.
All right, Madison Keys lost to Arina Sabalenka 2-6, 4-6, and Ons Jabeur defeated Elena Rybakina 6-7, 6-4, 6-1. I am smiling this morning because Ons Jabeur is through.
Okay, but now looking at the games that are going down today, the semi-final.
Okay. Ons Jabeur will be facing Arina Sabalenka, while Elena Svitolina will be up against Marketa Vonderstruva there in the women's single in the Wimbledon. I already said that.
Yeah,
My
I get you.
team
No problem. No
when
problem.
it comes to tennis,
Idea is needed.
his idea is needed.
Favor, I like it, when we are together. And by the way, we both have a touch of green this morning. What's
Where's your
happening?
green? Oh my goodness, the green is there. It's green.
Let's focus on Formula One this morning as we have the updates about Toto Wolff labeling Mercedes car another diva, and says the team have no choice but to switch focus to the 2024 Challenger imminently.
Well, Lewis Hamilton finished third in Sunday's British Grand Prix, but was unable to overtake McLaren for second, as Max Verstappen claimed another victory to extend his championship lead. And I believe that Mercedes are working towards 2024. At least that's what they're saying. So I believe that next year, will be another year for Mercedes if they can get rules right.
Well, I just feel like next season is very close. We are in the month of July, right?
Yeah.
August. Okay, in July.
August.
Okay. So now let's talk about one man who's not ready to move out of the court, and that is LeBron James. There's still time left on the clock for LeBron James' career. The Lakers star announced on Wednesday night at the ESPYS in Los Angeles that he will continue playing. James openly pondered retirement after the Lakers playoff sweep by the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, but will become just the sixth player in the NBA history to play in his 21st season or beyond, joining Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Garnett, Robert Parrish, Kevin Willis, and Vince Carter, who has the record with 22.
You can love me, and I know some of you hate me as well. But the one thing you will always do is respect me and appreciate the way I approach the game and what I've given to this game. Thank you. I'm so proud of these two men standing right behind me tonight. See, they're on their own basketball journey, and no matter how far they choose to go, they're not cheating this game, and that inspires me. When the season ended, I said I wasn't sure if I was going to keep playing. And I know a lot of experts told you guys what I said, but I'm here now speaking for myself. In that moment, I'm asking myself if I can still play without cheating the game. Can I give everything to the game still? Truth is, I've been asking myself this question at the end of the season for a couple years now. I just never openly talked about it. I don't care how many more points I score or what I can or cannot do on the floor. The real question for me is, can I play without cheating this game? The day I can't give the game everything on the floor is the day I'll be done. Lucky for you guys, that day is not today.
Everybody for you. I did your shake bello. But you so fun tell bello. Deliver like I get bello. Them say I did go sell. Them say I did go sell. Expect me to fortuna. I gon' make you Joe Dada. Say you get the power. Sweetie passy, I'm a lucky too. Shinji Kagawa. Jesu Christi Lobawa. Got them falling yakata. You know I see sabi girl they do.
Okay, LeBron James, well, saying there, not this season. Well, Mr. Stability, I call him. Well, Irish Star Stability. We'll still kick a sports show on your Remedy Radio Dial Solutions 939 FM. Young Striker 9 here, Favor Lawrence Orlando building. Let's go straight and talk football. Moving to the second half of the show. Well, remember, teams in the NPFL, they are doing just fine. Yes, doing well. What? We are getting different updates. Maremo Stars, doing well. They are doing well. We don't care about anybody. However, Let's move on this morning. Let's move on because of our time. Let's talk about NPFL side Plateau United this morning, as the club has appointed Magnus Magnot as a new head coach this transfer window. Plateau United revealed the information on their Twitter handle. Magnot signed a 2-year deal with an option for another year with the Peace Boys.
Well, let me tell you that it replaces Fidelis Ilechukwu, whose contract expired at the Plateau United-based club. Kennedy Baboye was close to being appointed as a new gaffer, but Magnant was eventually revealed as the coach. Well, they finished 5th in the MPFL Group A table with 23 points from 18 games.
Okay, now talking about games on the show this morning. One game decided yesterday in the preseason, which a lot of people monitored. Mason Mount was part of that game for Manchester United after moving from Chelsea. However, he spoke about his happiness being on the pitch again, getting his feet back, and ready to roll with the Red Devils.
Yeah, very good. Obviously, we've had a week of training, so great to get that first game going. We've been working very hard, so yeah, it's good to now put it into practice and play on the pitch now. Yeah, no, we've definitely been working on a few tactics coming into the game. Obviously, that first week is mostly focused on getting the legs going again, getting the distance in the legs running, preparing for these games. But no, I've definitely got a great understanding of how the manager wants to work and how the boys play. And obviously now it's using these games to work at it more and put it into practice when we get on the pitch. And obviously the second half, I thought the younger boys, when they come on and played, they were amazing. They were brilliant. It's really exciting for the club to see them to come on and do this as well. Yeah, I really like that role today. Being able to drop in deep and kind of get on the ball and start the play from a bit deeper, but also having that freedom to be able to get forward and get in the box and try and make the runs in behind and help the press from the front. So I really enjoy that position, being able to do both sides and also try to start off the press. Like I nearly had that chance, just starting off the press and going from the front as well. But yeah, I thought it worked really well. All the boys, we've had a tough week, but yeah, great to have that 45 minutes in the tank now.
Mason Mount is starting his Manchester United career, and well, what was
I think he's going to enjoy being a Manchester United player. From what he's saying, though,
Yep.
and from what he did yesterday, I believe that, well, he's going to not miss Chelsea. He's not going to.
well, you're not going to miss a club where you fail to get enough playing time. Yes, and you, like you said, you feel and you think.
Yes.
Let us keep feeling and thinking. Let's go on a break. And when we come back, we talk transfer stories. You don't go anywhere.
Ó ga jù àwọn súwìtì tí iléeṣẹ́ sùn máa ṣe ẹrẹ́bẹ́ntẹ́mọ̀ ni ká máa lá súwìtì báyìí ká gbàgbé ìrònú kò sí kọ́ kò sí kàtá vitamíìkì coffee bite candy crush bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bisikíìtì wa tó o bá ti jẹ́ báyìí tó o bomi lé lórí ara rẹ̀ á sì balẹ̀ pẹ̀sẹ̀ light cracker ni beast crunchy ni lunch pack viper active cabin lucky chewing gum wa ó dùn lẹ́nu ó bùyàrì world cup chewing gum ni robot zoom ọ̀ọ̀kì yálé búrẹ́dì wọn ó wà ń bẹ̀ gbogbo ilé ìtajà pátá ó nà mọ̀lẹ́tì lè ríra o oúnjẹ sùnmọ́ tọ̀wọ̀ kó o gbádùn rẹ̀ dọ́ba.
Suma Foods, love and trust buys.
John,
What's up?
check your phone. I just send you Momo referral.
My mama don't run that one for me since now. Me self I dey find who I go refer, make I quick hammer my million.
Hey, you too fit be one of the 12 millionaires for the Momo Refer and Win promo. To win, dial star 671 hash to sharply open your Momo account and select option 6 to refer family and friends them. After that, make sure say them open Momo account and use and recharge airtime or data at least 100 naira. Chicken, the more people where you refer, the more you go win. If you not see out of 12 million naira every week, you fit to chop out of 25 million naira.
Momo Refer and Win promo. The more you refer, the more you win. Promo go run from June 15 till August 9, 2023. Terms and conditions they shall.
Welcome back. Still Kickoff Sports Show. 8:16 is the time. Remember, today's edition, Thursday's edition is very, not really that long. But remember, Arsenal will be in the preseason game today against Nuremberg. And it's a German side. Well, other clubs are also going to be in action in their preseason tour. Bournemouth will take on Hibernian team in Scotland. And for guys who have missed watching their clubs play, this is the time you can see some of your newly signed players being in action. Ukrainian side, Shakhtar Donetsk will be up against AEK Athens of Greece. Konyaspor, Turkey batters Sanspors of Turkey. But let's move away from that and let's talk transfer stories. And we start with Romelu Lukaku.
Well, Romelu Lukaku did not join up with Chelsea for pre-season on Wednesday as originally planned. The decision for the forward to not link up with Chelsea's squad was mutually agreed by Lukaku and the club. Well, new manager Mauricio Pochettino previously said he expected all returning players, including Lukaku, to come to his office for an introductory conversation. Probably he didn't go, and we've been having these rumors that he wanted to leave Chelsea, though.
Well, not even a rumor. That's what he wants. He wants to, stay permanently in Italy, most especially with Inter Milan. And, well, there's likely going to be an agreement at the end of the day. Likely, I'm not saying there's going to be. But now let's talk about Arsenal. After the £105 million agreement, West Ham are becoming increasingly frustrated about the delay with the deal to sell Declan Rice to Arsenal.
I mean, this people were just.
No, there's a delay in paperwork. No,
it's gay. Like
no, not gay.
Okay.
All right, now let's talk about Fulham. Fulham have rejected a £25.5 million bid for Alexander Mitrovic from Al Hilal. And, they've told journalists the striker is not for sale. Are you kidding me? Why you have money? Look at the money on board. You are telling me you are not ready to sell striker. Well, there's no problem. Favor is not going to
sell young striker. Oh.
What do you say?
We are ready to sell young striker. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Ismail Rabiu, Adeboje Yusuf, Ademola, Adeni, Ojedo Kulukman, Adeyemi Adeleke. Shout out to you guys watching live on Facebook this morning. Abiye Cleme. I'm not for sale. I'm here. Repping Solutions 939.
No, if you're not even for sale, please we'll do transfer for you.
No, I'm not even going on.
Free
I'm not going. Favor. Well, join Favor Lawrence and Damola Lafayette on the other side of the show.
This morning, young striker. I'm just telling you what
I don't know you.
Rave.
Solutions 93.9 FM.
I say, my darling, sorry, come and be my testimony. You get to something I never see. She said she liking my melody. I say, my darling, sorry, come and be my testimony. You get to something I never see. She said she liking my melody. Let me tell it, I'm not something. Nana say she no longer want me. If you leave me, not felony. If you leave me, not apology. Let me tell it, I'm not something. Nana say she no longer want me. If you leave me, not felony. If you leave me, not apology. That's what it's go. You know, I say, you know. She para for me and then she calling my phone. I said, do you like it? She told me I do. And now why you do me so? She play me tinko. She don't know I know. I did you up by one time I know. Don't be saying you don't want to defend right now. I need you. I said, my darling, sorry, come and be my testimony. They get you something I never see. She said she liking my melody. I said, my darling, sorry, come and be my testimony. They get you something I never see. She said she liking my melody. Let me tell it, I'm not something. And I say she no longer want me. If you leave me, not felony. If you leave me, not apology. Let me tell it, I'm not something. And I say she no longer want me. If you leave me, not felony. If you leave me, not apology. That's what it's go. You know, I say no. She para for me and then she calling my phone. I said, do you like it? She told me I do. And now why you do me so? She play me tinko. She don't know I know. I did you up by one time I know. Don't be saying you don't want to defend right now. I need you. Oh.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
We raise the spotlight on the different headlines of our national dailies.
This government, apart from giving that minimum wage of 30,000, which was a 6% rise.
We bring to you in-depth analysis on the major stories making the rounds.
And the CSOs to INEC account for 400 billion naira spent on general elections.
Interviews with political and government stakeholders.
There was a big push on export. We consume a lot. We need to be an economy that an export engine, and we need to be a production.
Every weekday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Remedy Dial, Solutions 93.9 FM. Welcome to From the Dailies with Favor, Dapo, Laffy, and Victory. Let's talk about the state of the nation. Your voice matters.
All right, it's 8:25 on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's another beautiful Thursday morning in the big and beautiful city of Ibadan. With so much excitement to say good morning, my name is Adi Damala, and it's my pleasure to welcome you on to the From the Daily segment on AM Update. Good morning, Favor.
Good morning.
While I was trying to pick my clothes this morning, I was almost picking the same army green. I wonder how we would have looked together this morning.
It would have been a great trio because Oladapo Kunubi also has, this touch of green on his dress. So if you had, let me see, is that touch of green?
No.
But we all have blue, so it's still the same thing. Good morning, everyone. My name is Favor Olorunshola, and I have the Vanguard newspaper with me and the Punch newspaper.
I've got the Nation and the Nigerian Tribune newspapers with me this morning. In a jiffy, we'll be taking you through some of these headlines, and we will be linking up virtually with our guest analyst this morning. But let me start off with this story coming from the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning, and it says, starting from the cap headlines, Ladoja takes on Makinde, Olubadan, Obas over stool. That story can be found on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. CBN directs payments of dollar receipts in Naira. Moving away from that, vandals remove fittings on second Niger bridge. That story is on page 29. Another one says Nigeria fully redeems $500 million Euro bond. That story is also on page 25 of the Nation newspaper. Moving to the banner headline this morning. Where do I start from now? Okay, let me take this one. Tinubu, remedy for subsidy withdrawal hardship soon. And the right under that says President asks lawmakers to approve 500 billion naira palliatives cash. Let me take that again. Tinubu, remedy for subsidy withdrawal hardship soon. We're just wondering how soon the soon will be. Moving away to other stories on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Investors' confidence now boosted, says NGX. Federal government states to partner on electricity. And two riders under that caption. Only 53% of electricity capacity utilized, says Commission. Rep slam BEDC for blackout in Ondo South cancels. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Nation newspaper this morning.
All right, my first shot will be from the Vanguard newspaper, and I have this headline here. Jihadists from Niger, Mali, Libya taxing Nigerian farmers. That's a statement coming from Rep. As jihadists work with local bandits to make life unbearable for farmers. As reps ask military to deploy more personnel, equipment to comb forest. Troops clear Mango ambush, neutralize 3 bandits, recover weapons. It is acceptable for bandits, unacceptable from bandits from outside Nigeria to tax farmers. MBF. Arrest, repatriate the bandits to their countries. And that's a statement coming from Khan. CDS expresses concern over delay in trial of terrorist suspects. The stories from page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. We talked about this at length yesterday. That's the seat at home. Southeast governors vow to deal with Simon Ekpa, others. That's on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. Hopefully that is done, because I made a statement yesterday as regards the ex-president of Nigeria, former president of Nigeria, saying we will deal with them in the language they understand. Is that the same channel the new president would take? I have no idea. Well, Lightning kills 3 suspected kidnappers in Kwara. That's on page 6. Oh, okay.
When I saw the story this morning, it sounded, would we say that's the wrath of God, or the African voodoo in effect?
Or don't let me say what I just want to say. Okay. Well, subsidy removal, palliatives to relieve Nigerians on the way. That's from the president, and 6 reps approval of 500 billion naira. Well, the story also from yesterday was circulating about the death of a veteran actress, that's Cynthia Okereke, as she dies 1 year after kidnap. A lot of people saying that she did not actually recover from that
trauma.
Probably that is what happened to her. The same thing, I would say, maybe it was the same that happened to the Nollywood actress that lost her daughter, who also died last year. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen. Okay, on that sad note, I move to the Nigerian Tribune this morning, and starting from the cap headlines, Ladoja takes Makinde Olubadan elevated chiefs to court, and the rider under that says ask for order restraining defendants from preventing him from ascending Olubadan throne. That story is on page 2. That issue is getting more interesting on a daily basis. APC crisis, why Adamu can no longer act on behalf of NEC, National Vice Chairman. And right under that says alleges parties, National Secretariat didn't fund Tinubu's campaign. That story is on page 2. Moving to the banner headline this morning on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. After removal of petrol subsidy, Tinubu seeks 500 billion naira for palliatives. Rights reps. Nigeria redeems $500 million Eurobond through DMO. This story will be found on pages 2 and 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. Dangote is still Africa's richest man with $14.2 billion net worth. Forbes, and the story is on page 7. A lightning strike kills 3 suspected kidnappers in Kwara. The story is on page 16. CBN Falana spar over 720 billion naira China deal. Litigation likely. The story is on page 30. It seems the front page of the Nigerian Tribune is really loaded this morning. Court stops FCDA from demolishing Trademore Estate. The story is on page 19. Oil theft. Navy uncovers sabotaged NNPC well head in Rivers. And the right under that says reps to probe alleged crude oil theft. That story is on page 15. Another one says maritime security runs to Gulf of Guinea as attacks surge. The story is on page 30 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Right, there is a kicker on the Punch newspaper here where we have NLC protests Tinubu's 500 billion naira subsidy palliative, demand 300% pay rise. And with the rider, rep seat on 500 billion naira subsidy remove request by federal government. Labor for fresh negotiations. Also, we have a 500 billion naira not enough for 125 million poor Nigerians affected by the regulation. That is the statement from NLC and TUC. Well, there is this one as well on the Punch newspaper, which says, no Nigerian child should lack education, Malama tells federal government. Vice President Kashim Shettima receives a delegation from United Nations led by the UN Deputy Secretary General and Chair, United Nations Substantial Development Group. The story is on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. You can go there and check it. Well, there's also this one. House to investigate 14-year power outage in Ondo communities. Reps probe contract fraud revenue leakages in NIMASA. And I have this one as well from the Punch newspaper board. Obi kicks as Tinubu offers opposition governors slot. Is that a big deal? I still don't understand. And that's on page 9 of the Punch newspaper. And Nigeria redeems $500 million bond despite revenue challenges. There is money in Nigeria. You just have to know where to get it. Well, Army chiefs orders Hyperbraid rubbishes amnesty for bandits. And finally, we have this one. After Obasanjo's revelation, Atiku can't label me corrupt. Samuel Autumn.
Okay, just getting to me now, The Guardian. There's an interesting story on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Inflation and higher education. Tough times for students, parents as schools hike fees by 200%. The story is on page 6. Amid $1 billion legacy debt, Nigeria pushes for $12 billion revenue, 10 gas FIDS. Ladoja takes Makinde Olubadan, 10 others to court over Ibadan chieftaincy law review. Another one says Tinubu writes reps for 500 billion naira to cushion subsidy removal impact. And the last one I'll be taking from the Guardian newspaper says vandals steal second Niger bridge fittings. Imagine that. Vandals stealing second Niger bridge fittings. Okay, these are many more stories to be found on the pages of the Guardian newspaper this morning. In the jiffy, we'll be linking up with our analyst on the program this morning. It's still AM update on Solutions 93.9 FM. Good morning.
for staying tuned. We now have our analyst, Ayodeji Ajishope, with us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, Favor. Good morning to you, Comrade Adedamola.
Thank you very much, sir. Comrade Ayodeji Ajishope. Nice to have you with us this morning.
Good morning.
Okay, let's go straight to the business of the day. I have this one on the front page of the Nation newspaper, and it's credited to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said, remedy for subsidy withdrawal hardship soon. Now, this it's been going to over a month now that Nigerians started experiencing the aftermath of the removal of fuel subsidy, and believe you me, like you always say, the ripple effect is really taking a huge toll on Nigerians. Now saying that withdrawal, the remedy for it will be coming soon. How soon is this soon? And how long can Nigerians continue to endure on a daily basis? Because it's written in the papers this morning that the president is also seeking approval of a 500 billion naira palliatives from the lawmakers. Now, looking at these processes, how soon is this soon?
And let's not forget also that it was stated on the Punch newspaper that this same 500 billion naira will not be enough for 125 million poor Nigerians affected by the regulation.
Yes, you also recall that the president said he doesn't want money to fall into wrong hands. Now, the issue is this. Is money conditional, all this what they used to call conditional cash transfer, is it a solution? Will it get to everybody? Somebody was telling me yesterday, and I've heard something similar about these cash transfers, that it is getting into wrong hands. Somebody told me that he knows the vice principal that was collecting the conditional cash transfer. In ranking, Adedamola, Favor, in ranking, a vice principal should not be entitled to it if it is this 5,000 thing. We know a vice principal should be around level 14, 15 in the civil service. You understand? That is one. Cash, national cash register. I don't know whether you know everyone who collected these things. So you start to wonder what happened. You recall also that Sarah got a judgment against the federal government regarding the Abacha loot, totaling about 5 billion. How was it used? Most of it, I remember the one that came from Switzerland, 300 and something million US dollars. It was given out as conditional cash transfers. That's a huge sum of money. So when I think palliative, from experience, it should not be cash transfer. You know, not up to 50% of it should not be cash transfer.
Should palliatives even come in form of cash in the first place? The so-called palliatives, should it come in form of cash?
I don't think so, but definitely they're going to do it. But the fact is that what do we need? Where does the shoe pinch? You understand? The first one is transportation, and that hits everybody. It hits everybody in the market. We live in Ibadan. They bring tomato and all of that from Sokoto. I am used to that northern route. If you are traveling on that road 5:36 in the morning, you see a motorcade, dozens of all those vehicles coming from the north, speeding, heading down south to go and deliver fresh tomato, fresh pepper, and all of that. And they run on PMS. I know they run on PMS. You imagine the impact of that on the costs when it gets to the market. That's number one. And then people moving back and forth every day. Go and ask them in Lagos how much bus is now from Ikorodu or from to Akmogbo. The thing just doubled. They didn't double in Ibadan because they know that Ibadan, they know, even at this rate in Ibadan, you see people negotiating. The drop is 150, 100 naira, Nimonio, it is 200. Please take 150. You understand? But in Lagos, they just doubled it. Situations differ. How are people going to cope? So I'm thinking of transport infrastructure. That is not going to happen overnight. If you say you can get buses, but what about the road infrastructure that will propel it. So these are the issues. Look, relief or palliative is not going to come quick. The only one that can come quick and impact and will have its own consequences is the wage increase.
Okay.
Of course, it will have, yes, that's the only one, because you get wage increase, you take it out. People will take their own portions, at least somehow, but it will have inflationary impact.
But when we talk about this wage increase, I mean, it's believed that it usually affects the government workers more, leaving behind those in the private sector. So how will this?
Yes, except the huge.
What's the proportion of people or workers working with the government at the moment? So will it take any meaningful effect?
The people in private in industry, they are smart. You will never hear anything. They just give allowances. They will not increase basic salaries and all of that. They will just increase allowances, and you are not likely to see all of that, in black and white. And you're not going to hear about it. So it is government that makes. Look, I know that banks have doubled the salaries of their junior workers.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
They didn't take 2 weeks after they saw the impact. It was going to impact. These are businesses, serious businesses. They know it will impact their operations, and they know those people are critical. They might not be the ones operating the system, but they are the ones. They are the platform on which the system operates. They come early in the morning, clean the offices, set things up, and service the organ. They don't put their salary immediately. So that is that. So if these industries, big industries, can do that, yes, those who employ 10, 15, 20, even 30 people might not be able to do it. Okay, in our own industry now, certainly, commercials, the rate of commercials is already going up. It's already going up. I know in some places the rate of commercial is already going up. So all of this is going to be I hope this relief comes latest end of September. Latest.
Well, with this approval being sought from the reps, I mean, to me, this process of palliatives and to cushion the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy is moving at the speed of a snail.
I still believe that.
Amala, bureaucracy, government, that is the way bureaucracy operates. They will set up one committee, they will set up one technical committee, and then they will put up a report.
So how long Nigerians will? There are some businesses are collapsing on a daily basis as a result of this we've just mentioned this morning.
Comrade,
now, looking at this bureaucracy, okay, go ahead.
You know what, comrade? We've spoken about bureaucracy, we've spoken about palliatives, we've spoken about a lot of things. Before the fuel subsidy was removed, it's been on the newspaper since a few years back that, fuel subsidy will be removed. Now, it still boils down to the fact that there was no proper preparation for this. Because if there was proper preparation, we won't be having this problem. You mentioned the road network. You mentioned the transport system. These things should have been put
taken
in place.
Care of.
Taken care of
before the
announcement and the final removal of fuel subsidy. You cannot just wake up one day and then expect that because you just want to remove it. It still boils down to the oil vessel that was burnt down. I think that was on Tuesday because we read it on Wednesday. You have a lot of people that, you can hold responsible for things like this. Why is it not being done? I mean, it was mentioned yesterday that it was because some things want to be covered up. You want to cover up some things, and at the same time you want to, just say that you're looking for, remedies. Meanwhile, you're not going to the root of the problem. Why then put all these big issues on the citizens?
Look, Favor, visionary leadership is not a quality that I've seen demonstrated in this country over a very long period of time. It takes vision to lead and to make a difference. Now, I don't know what the considerations are, but definitely the considerations are not the people. Because if you say you are holding office on behalf of the people, look, this government is going to carry the can. This government will be held responsible. Nobody is going to be talking about 8 years ago anymore. The ball is in your court. You are president, commander in chief. We don't care what the last guy did in 8 years. He didn't do it. That man had the goodwill. If he had said we are going to pay 500, 1,000, 750 for PMS, nobody would have protested. You remember that when they first adjusted the PMS price, we just got to the pump and the adjustment was just landed on us like that. Nobody protested. If he had done it, but the man just passed the buck. The last day in office, he just passed the buck. And this one is carrying the can. But we don't care.
Do you feel
you are in office?
Don't you feel that former President Muhammadu Buhari decided to pass the buck to Tinubu because he felt that things were not put in place, necessary things were not put in place before that thing is being removed, because it's more of a clear case of putting the cart before the horse.
Why didn't they spend the second 4 years planning to put things in place? You understand? That's what I'm talking about. Vision. You want to do something. You knew there was need to do something. So why don't you make the plans? And you make plans of exit plans on the man coming. A man that will be, look, anybody that takes office, no matter what he says during campaign, when he gets into the driver's seat, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. No matter what you think you know, when you are handed the baton, it's a different ball game. And he's going to sit down and study. This one will come and talk. This minister, this will come and talk. MD, central bank, everybody will come and talk. And he has to weigh his options. And yet, governance issues must be addressed. So, believe you me, give or take, we got to give this administration a quarter before we start saying, hey, you guys, what are you doing there? And a quarter is 90 days. So let's even give him 100 days. It is usually by 100 days that we copy from America, first 100 days. Let's see what is going to tell us 100 days in office.
Okay,
and after that, we can take them on.
I remember the past administrations, we've always waited this long, waiting for first 100 days to see the achievements, but at the end of the day, nothing really comes from it. Now, Nigerians, we keep saying that Nigerians, we are very resilient, we adapt easily, but when will Nigerians be able to beat their chest and say, okay, truly, from this particular administration or this one, we are really enjoying, because it's like we are moving from one frying pan to fire to on a daily basis. We can't really say these are the things we're enjoying. Now, this takes me to this front page of the Guardian paper this morning, and it says inflation and higher education, tough times for students, parents as schools hike fees by 200%. Now, this is talking about those
those in Nigeria, right?
Those in Nigeria, and even those in
diaspora,
those
outside Nigeria experiencing this inflation. It's eating them hard.
When will Nigerians be able to say that, okay, we are truly enjoying? Because right from my childhood, I mean, land flowing milk and honey. I mean, ever since I was born, I'm still waiting for when we will be able to say, okay, as a Nigerian, I'm really enjoying this milk and honey. I mean, it's either hiking electricity tariff, it's either hiking this, hiking that, and now fuel subsidy, business are collapsing, and the palliatives is moving at the speed of a snail. What's your take on it? When will Nigerians begin to smile as a
Now, we have a democratic government or a civil rule, different from military. We have had that for 24 years now. For me, it's a two-way thing. We expect things from government. Don't you think we have obligations as citizens too? You read a report, Niger Bridge. They are vandalizing it. Are they Cameroonians? Are they Cameroonians or from Niger or from Benin Republic or Togo?
They are Nigerians.
Who is the bridge for? Who is it? They vandalized the rail line, Lagos-Ibadan rail line.
Exactly.
Are they not Nigerians? Now, it is for public use. It is for all of us. When you hear Nigerians talk, you would think that they have nothing to do with Nigeria. If they do anything, they will say, Nigeria Lawa. So that means anything goes in Nigeria. No country like that is going to make a headway. We talk about potentials, enormous potentials in human capital and natural resources, God-given resources. But how are we managing it? The MD of NNPC and the Minister of Petroleum came to public and told us that 400,000 barrels of crude oil are stolen daily. Are they not the ones in charge? What did they do? So, and then all of us, 200 million plus of us, nobody is challenging anybody. We vote people into office and we go back to them. We put people in office and we go back to them to collect cargo of gari and rice. Of course, I mean, that's mortgaging the future. So when we say we want good governance, look, it's not a one-way thing. It is not going to be a one-way thing. And I hope that when all of this pressure that people are going through now, I hope they will know that it is time to demand accountability and good governance, and not Congo of gari and Congo of rice. It's a two-way thing. It is not a one-way thing. People who are representing us, they don't think they are public office. They want to call themselves public office holders. But what it means is that you are holding office on behalf of the people. You therefore must give an account. But rather than ask for an account, we're asking for Congo of rice. We're asking for Diboko Sebe. So that is, and when I tell people talk about poverty. And I ask, is it material poverty or poverty of the mind or of the spirit? So that is the major challenge. Look, as we speak, Damola, as we speak, they do not teach history in senior secondary school. They teach it in only junior secondary school. Why you not talk civics, civic responsibility? Yes. Even there is civic responsibility. They teach it even in primary school. They teach civics.
Definitely.
So
yes.
I mean, what they teach it in primary school? Civic education in primary school. That is how and where we learn how to be citizens. I'm not even putting good citizen, because every citizen has obligation. As you have expectation from government, you have obligation too as citizen, and you will not even add good to the citizen. A citizen's obligation. So it's a two-way thing. I do hope as we go on, we demand accountability and good governance. But if you are going to be doing that, you cannot be demanding accountability with one hand and demanding Congo of rice with the other hand.
We're not demanding Congo of rice here, but let me read the average, tuition for different universities. For the federal universities, from 20,000 naira to 80,000 naira and 100,000 naira. The average tuition in interstate university is from 30K to 150K to 250K. We also have the one from sundry fees. There's 1,500 naira to 20,000 naira. Accommodation fees, 20,000 naira to 60,000 naira. For medical students, it has increased from 150,000 naira to 200,000 naira and 250,000 naira. So it's not only transport that is affecting education. And I'm sure parents that have their kids in secondary schools, primary schools, they are dreading September as we speak. Especially if you have more than one kid in a school.
That is it.
I tell you, it is not the easiest time to be a parent having children in school in Nigeria. And I mean even public schools. You wake up every morning, you have 3 kids in school. You don't have a car to take them to school. Maybe they attend different schools, or maybe 2 are in secondary school, 1 is in primary school. You dole out cash every morning to 3 kids.
Every morning on transportation alone.
Now you imagine that you are a level 12 officer. Let's even say you are a level 12 officer. Let's even say you earn 150,000. Where will 150? Okay, and let's say your wife earns the same thing too. Where will 300,000 take a family
in a month
when you put all this into consideration? But at the same time, let me tell you, the fees charged in tertiary institutions. I worked many years in tertiary education at the university and the polytechnic levels. And I was a student in the university too. Look, it is good to subsidize, but those are no longer realistic fees. When you mention those fees, Favor, my heart raced thinking about the consequences. You understand? Thinking about the consequences. I do hope that some positives will come out of it.
Right.
And you know the positives that I mean? Technical education.
Okay.
Technical education. I'll take Oyo State for instance. Technical schools used to be very popular where they got skills. And that was even when internet was not this available, you know, to retool and to learn from. But those who desire the tertiary education is going to be very, very tough. It's going to be very, very tough.
Okay.
And it will be very tough. You pay, and that's apart from feeding on a daily basis, at least 2 meals.
And transport.
And transport. It's going to be very, very, very tough. I do hope it's going to make us better citizens. Better citizens. When people are going through tough times and they see the people in public offices enjoying, riding around in 15, 20, 30 vehicle motorcades. I hope that on the basis of that, people will start demanding accountability and good governance. I hope this tough times
will not
just
go like that.
Okay.
Well, that's a good point to actually say.
We cannot continue like this. It is not sustainable.
We cannot.
It is not sustainable.
It is very obvious.
We cannot.
It's very obvious.
Thank you very much, comrade.
Yes, my comrade sister. Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us. All right, the station is still
Thank you.
93.9 FM. You've been having the conversation, or you've been listening to the conversation we've had with our analyst on the headlines making rounds of the newspaper this morning. We cannot go further. We would have said you should contribute as well. But my name is Favor or Lauren Tola. We have to be good and better for Nigeria.
Okay, just like Comrade Ajishokwe said, let's continue to be good citizens of the country, irrespective of what we're going through. Like they always say, 2 wrongs can never and will never make a right. My name is Adi Damala Lafenwa. The show returns same time tomorrow. Stay tuned to Solutions 93.9 FM.
And happy birthday to our one and only
I
Elizabeth.
almost forgot.
We'll talk about that more on the lunchtime show. Bye-bye.